Alright guys, so I was going to do a video today focusing on Breakpoint and the kind of loot changes that they made and how it fixed the game, except the fact that it didn't fix the game. So the problem with this is, instead of, bringing out the best in the game and, taking away the flaws of the loot system, it kind of showed you the game's weaknesses even more. And so I want you to think back to Wildlands and think of all of the experiences you had, right? Think of the individual outposts and the specific memories you have. If I show you a picture of an outpost, you can think, okay, yeah, that's what we did at that outpost. This is how we took this one. This is how we took this one. You have specific memories of moments in that game. This game doesn't have that because that outpost system is significantly weaker. Right? And this really shows that, because without the gear level, you are really focusing, you're hunting the guns, right? You're hunting the specific guns you want. The problem with that is that you have to get to these outposts to hunt the guns you want. And the outpost system in this game is significantly worse. And this is the first time that I have been recording a video, trying to get footage for a video, and I just couldn't play the game anymore. I just couldn't take it. I had to just stop playing and hope I had enough footage, because it was ridiculous. Just, this game isn't fun. I know fun isn't, sometimes what you play for, but with this game, you wanna enjoy the stealth tactics of wiping a base with your friends and getting the cool gun that you worked hard for. But in this game, it has that problem of they wanted to go bigger, and the bases are too spread out. The enemy groups, they put more enemies in a bigger region, but they're in big chunks, right? So you can just sneak between the enemy groups. The AI isn't smart. It's just the outpost system doesn't work. And not that they did anything wrong with the loot changes that they made. They actually, I would say, made steps in the right direction, but the problem is the foundation of the game itself, right? What they chose to do from the start doesn't allow for this new system to be implemented correctly into the gameplay. Now, of course, I will say some positive things, right? Because there are some positive changes that they've made. Like I said, the actual loot system and the interface changes and the difficulty changes and all that stuff, all that you just saw, that works great. The actual in-game kind of weapon interface with, picking up new weapons, and they show you a picture of the actual weapon now, and there's new weapons, and, I'm still not a fan of the mission screen, I guess you could call it, with all the investigations and the faction missions. I'm still not a fan of that screen, or kind of how you collect weapons through the blueprint system, or any of that, or particularly the customization, but they did make it a little bit better. So you gotta give them praise where they fix things. But overall, I don't think what they changed is enough to really draw people into the game. I think Wildlands is a stronger choice, right? If you want to play this type of game, just go play Wildlands on a harder difficulty. Maybe play it on the difficulty where if you die, you have to restart, right? That brings a whole new kind of intrigue into the game, but it's just the better game overall, right? I don't really have much to say. This game just isn't fun to play, period. There isn't a fun factor with this game. But the last thing I kind of want to talk about in this quick video is, I guess you'd call it the end game, or the boss battles. And I'm not talking about the raid, because I can't play for long enough to get to that. But they have these, I guess, boss outposts, you could call them. And they are just, a big robot, because robots are a big thing in this game. Just a big robot with maybe some other enemies around them. And on the previous mode, this worked, right? It allowed you to fight a bullet sponge boss with your, tiered weapons and take away at their health, and then eventually you'd beat them and get better loot. But with this system, those bosses still have the same amount of health and still take the same amount of ammo, and you know, they take a long time to kill, these big robots, but you're playing on this more immersive, harder difficulty setting specifically system. So, you know, on the other difficulty, you could take a couple shots, you could have, you know, your gold AK and do a lot of damage. On this, you just have a standard AK, which does minimal damage, and this boss is just wrecking you, right? So kind of that end game kind of factor that's just throughout the game for exploring, kind of the reward for all of that, doesn't work with this new system. And honestly, I just want to know what you guys think. If this system with the no loot thing kind of makes the game better for you, if you think it's a much better game now, or if you think it didn't do much like I do. Let me know what you guys think.